Today we will discuss about intercompany reconciliation. First of all, we have to learn what is intercompany reconciliation. Okay, intercompany reconciliation is a process of comparing and reconciling financial transactions between two or more companies that belong to the same group. Have you understood? Intercompany reconciliation is a process of comparing and reconciling financial transactions between two or more companies that belong to the same group. So identify that belong to the same group between two or more companies. What we will do in intercompany reconciliation? We have to reconcile the financial transactions and comparing financial transactions between two or more companies. Okay, MNC companies, that means multinational companies with multiple subsidiaries, often face challenges in managing their intercompany transactions due to the complexity of their business operations. So in MNC companies, they face many challenges in managing their intercompany transactions due to the complexity of their business operations. That's why we have to reconcile intercompany transactions. Okay, these transactions can include intercompany sales, intercompany purchases, intercompany loans, intercompany transfers, and intercompany expenses. So these are all the intercompany transactions. So what are those? Intercompany sales, intercompany purchases, intercompany loans, intercompany transfers, and intercompany expenses. So these are all the intercompany transactions. So these are all we have to reconcile. To reconcile intercompany transactions, MNCs use a combination of SAP and Excel. Okay, here is a step-by-step guide on how to perform intercompany reconciliation using SAP and Excel. So this is a practical step-by-step procedure. In MNCs, they use SAP and Excel. So first step is extract data from SAP. So before reconciliation, we have to extract data from SAP for the companies which we have to perform intercompany reconciliation. Okay, first step, extract data from SAP. The first step is to extract data from SAP for all intercompany transactions. So remember, only intercompany transactions. This can be done by running a report in SAP that shows all intercompany transactions for a specific period. So we have to extract data from SAP for a specific period for intercompany transactions. Okay, we already discussed about intercompany transactions. Next, step 2, import data into Excel. Okay, import data into Excel. Once the data is extracted from SAP, it is imported into Excel. The data is typically imported into a spreadsheet that contains a template for the intercompany reconciliation. So in Excel, we have to maintain certain templates for specific purposes. So we have to extract data from, we have to import data from SAP, we have to extract data from SAP and import into Excel template. Okay, Excel template specially designed for intercompany reconciliation. Okay, next, step 3, match transactions. The next step is to match the transactions between the companies. Okay, this is done by comparing the transaction details such as amount, date, and description to ensure that they match between the two companies. So how do we match? For example, so in A Limited, B Limited, those are two intercompanies. Okay, if A Limited sells goods to B Limited for 10,000, this transactions contains similar details. One company sells, another company purchases. Okay, for this another company purchases. The amount is same, the date is same. So like that we have to match the transactions between the two companies. Okay, this is the step 3, match transactions. Next, step 4, identify discrepancies. If there are any discrepancies between the transactions, they need to be identified and investigated. This could be due to an incorrect entry or a timing difference. We already discussed one example. There may be some items or some differences may arise between the transactions. So this could be due to an incorrect entry or a timing difference. Then we have to identify discrepancies. Okay, next, step 5, adjust entries. Once the discrepancies have been identified and investigated, adjustments need to be made to ensure that the transactions are correctly recorded in the respective company's books. So adjust entries. So what are the adjust entries? We have to identify discrepancies, and after identification we have to identify where the differences arises, how we can adjust those discrepancies. Okay, these are the adjusting entries. Okay, for correctly recorded in the respective company's books. Next, step 6, reconcile accounts. So reconcile accounts, we have to reconcile now. After making adjustments, the accounts need to be reconciled to ensure that they match between the two companies. So now we have to match between the two companies, 2 or more companies. So this is the reconcile accounts. Okay, next, step 7, close the reconciliation. Once the accounts have been reconciled, the reconciliation is closed and the results are recorded in the respective company's books. Okay, the results are recorded in the respective company's books. That means simply after reconciliation process we have to close the reconciliation. Next, so here are some practical examples of intercompany reconciliation in MNCs. Okay, first example, intercompany sales. This is example for intercompany sales. Let's say that company A sells goods to company B, which is a subsidiary of company A. So company B is a subsidiary of company A. So here what happened, company A sells goods to company B. The intercompany sales need to be reconciled to ensure that they are recorded accurately in the books of both companies. So after sales we have to reconcile that. Okay, we have to reconcile that the sales is properly recorded or accurately recorded in the books of both the companies. They will match sales amount, the entries and other details. So we have to reconcile. So this is the reconciliation process. Next, example 2, intercompany loans. This is about intercompany loans. If a company A lends money to company B, the intercompany loan needs to be reconciled to ensure that it's recorded accurately in the books of both the companies. So we have to ensure that the loan is properly recorded in the books of both the companies. So this is the intercompany loans. Next, example 3, intercompany expenses. If company A incurs expenses on behalf of company B, the intercompany expenses need to be reconciled to ensure that they are recorded accurately in the books of both the companies. So this is the intercompany expenses. In conclusion, intercompany reconciliation is a critical process for MNCs to ensure that their financial transactions are accurately recorded in the books of all the subsidiaries. Okay, so why it is a critical process? We have to ensure that their financial transactions are accurately recorded in the books of all their subsidiaries, okay, by using a combination of SAP and Excel. MNCs can streamline the intercompany reconciliation process and ensure that it is carried out efficiently and effectively. Okay, so this is the intercompany reconciliation. So simply, intercompany reconciliation is a process of comparing and reconciling financial transactions between two or more companies that belong to the same group. Okay, so this is the intercompany reconciliation. Subscribe, share, like. Thank you.